This is turning into a coffee ramble that I didn't mean for it to, but good morning. It's a rainy, stormy morning. I've already had, I guess, 2 cups of coffee, but I'm about to get my 3rd cup in me because I have to leave for work earlier than usual. So I'm going to do a Keurig. So I had a little change of plans this morning. I thought I was going to be rushing around to go to work because I had an early appointment scheduled, but that person is sick and had to cancel and reschedule. So I'm sitting here having my cup of coffee and just thought I would say hi. And I know this is going to be part of a what I eat. I haven't done one in a while. I don't know why. I think honestly that my new, if you've watched any of my previous videos for a while when I was doing those, I was traveling back and forth while we were in the process of moving. And honestly, I think sometimes it was easier to do because I was on my own and just fending for myself. And now, you know, I'm in one house and my husband's here and one of our kids is living with us, and there's not as much just me time to do this kind of thing. But anyway, I think that's more the reason. And I thought I would share, I have done things a little bit different. I know that if you've watched any of my previous videos, I, for the most part, usually eat pretty low carb, keto, and it's been a year now since I've really started tracking like with a scale and intentionally trying to lose weight. We just passed the year mark on October 1st. And I've kind of held steady for the last almost, I don't know, several months, 5 months, 6 months, not quite 6, but in this range that I'm in the 140s. And I really, I don't know why, I try not to get hung up on numbers on the scale, but for me, and to be probably at my optimal health, I feel like I should be down into the 130s. That's just my personal thoughts. But I seem to be really hovering, and I do an okay job of staying in the 140s. I will fluctuate a little bit, but I really want to get past, I've gotten down to 144, but I can't seem to cross that hurdle. So all that to say, I've done that mostly eating very low carb, keto. I'm never going to say carnivore because I don't think I've ever been a true carnivore, but there's been times where I do eat almost exclusively animal products. Like, I don't know if that's carnivore to people or not. I mean, I think those terms are thrown around so loosely, but obviously very heavy into the meat. I do like red meat, eat a lot of red meat, eggs for sure. I think I'm going to turn into an egg, bacon, cheese. So I don't know what that makes that, but I don't always do that. And a few things I've learned. I mean, I really prefer red meat, and I think my body does better on red meat than it does chicken. I don't ever feel as satisfied eating chicken, and sometimes my weight doesn't respond well to chicken. Just an observation. I guess chicken wings are okay, but just like chicken breast, that kind of thing, I don't know. That may just be coincidental. I'm not sure, but I do prefer red meat, and I don't do steaks all the time because honestly, it's too expensive. I like them. I never prepare them for myself because I never like them the way I prepare them. So if we go out somewhere, I will sometimes get one, or if we're grilling and things on the weekend, but we tend to do things like, we will do steak, but we'll do like a brisket or pork or something big and big like that. But anyway, so we do a lot of ground beef and burgers. I try to get 100% ground beef. And, but what I was going to say is what I've really trying to do is just take my time eating and not be rushed, and really tapping into that whole concept of intuitive eating, probably partly because I'm in the middle of trying to complete a continuing education course on that. And so I don't want to throw that label specifically on it, but really tapping into my hunger. You know, am I hungry? Eating according to hunger, eating what I want to eat. And the big one for me would be slowing down and eating slowly. I think that makes a huge difference. I think A, it improves digestion, and B, I think I eat less. And I think there's something to it. I've been playing around with fasting. I've been playing around with what I eat, and I'm just trying to find what works best for me. And I that's what I say to my clients as well, is that it's all about finding the sweet spot of what works best for you. And so that's what I'm doing. And I'm a mixed, I can't decide how I feel about fasting. I mean, I'm really intrigued, and I love the concept of those a little bit longer fasts, like 24, 36 hours. For me, not so much weight loss, because I don't think I have the biggest results in that way, but I like the thought of what it's doing on the inside, like, you know, kind of improving your insulin sensitivity, disease prevention, autophagy, things like that. So I like it for that, but I'm kind of mixed on and I know other people have very different experiences. This is turning into a coffee ramble that I didn't mean for it to, but anyway, but I will allow myself other foods. I love fresh sourdough bread. I will have that. I just have to learn when I have those things, if I eat, you know, it's all about slowing down, paying attention, stopping when I'm full, and not going overboard. And so, you know, I don't want to buy a bunch of like junky food because I think that's what I want. Like, if it's going to be something that is higher in carb, is going to be a quality food. So I've been having sweet potatoes because I like them. And now I don't dump brown sugar all over them like I probably used to, but I'll put butter and sometimes a little salt to enhance the flavor. And I seem to do okay with that. And then, like I said, fresh sourdough. I just have to watch myself because I love it so much. I could eat too much of it. But just things like that, but allowing myself those things and really just eating according to when I'm hungry, slowing down, living a very stress-free eating environment, which sometimes gets hard to do. We get rushed. Like this morning, I thought I was going to be rushing out for an appointment, and I'm not. Maybe it's a blessing in disguise. I'm just sitting here talking to the camera, having my cup of coffee. But anyway, that's what I've been doing. So I don't know what I'm eating today. Honestly, this is one of those days where I am going to be on my own for my meals, I think, because everybody's got evening obligations and things like that. So I'll probably just be doing my own thing, and we'll see what the day holds, because I'm just trying to there's a fine balance, right, between preparing and having a plan so that you don't go off course, but also just kind of tapping into, am I hungry? What do I feel like eating? I don't know. Now I'm just babbling. So long-winded way to say I don't know what I'm doing, but one thing I do know I'm doing, because my cancellation, I'm going to be going to my favorite thrift store that opens for the week today, and normally I would be missing it. So I'm pretty excited. I actually got this picture, which I thought was cute, for $2.50. Just cleaned it up a little bit. And that thing up top, I know it's probably backwards, but it says cheers. It's an iron thing. I thought it was cute. Thrift store finds. So yeah. I'm just on my third cup of coffee. Have not eaten today. It was just a little bit chaotic this morning because we had a big old thunderstorm that came through. We were up at 5:30. We thought that the TV on the patio was gonna blow off the wall, and everything was kind of a mess. So anyway, coffee now. I'm just trying to figure out my next move, which I don't know what that's gonna be yet. Not move, but what I'm gonna do, because I don't have appointments now till this afternoon. So that's my morning coffee rant, and I'll check in with you when I eat. It is about 11:45, and if you hear my washer thumping around in the background, that's what that noise is. But I am eating. I'm starving. I went to the thrift store, came home, and this is what I'm having. I have one burger, a frozen burger that I topped with a little bit of blue cheese and steak sauce. And then this is, I guess you could call it French onion soup. Let's just call it onion soup. I just made it up. I sliced some onions. I had made this yesterday and reheated it. I haven't had it yet. But anyway, it's onion sauteed in butter, and then I added beef broth, a little bit of Worcestershire, salt and pepper. That's the soup base, and then I put shredded Swiss and Gruyere cheese on top and let it melt. So that is what I'm eating for this is my first meal of the day, along with some water. Okay, I'm having one more thing for lunch. I just finished everything else I showed you. I'm having one of these. They're Magic Pops, and I topped it with butter and a sprinkling of salt. This one is cinnamon flavored. I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but like this one has 4 grams of carbs in one of these things. They make different flavors. They make like savory, like a cheese, just plain, strawberry, cinnamon. They do one drizzled with chocolate and one drizzled with caramel. The caramel one I've had, and it is so good, but it's almost a little dangerous for me. It's a little too good because it's too sweet and I can go too crazy on it. This is a really nice cinnamon, if you like cinnamon, which I really do. And this one has a little bit less carbs. And yes, it has wheat in it, but to me, it's just a nice little crunch. They're very airy and stuff. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, having one of these. Very crunchy. Okay, here's my dinner. Lucy's eating her dinner. Excuse my ugly plate, but I've got a burger patty with Swiss cheese. I topped it with a fried egg and some bacon. This may be all I eat, but I will check in if I have anything else. I just got home from work. I decided to have one more thing. This is my favorite. It's sourdough bread topped with butter, and then a sprinkling of this salt I got from Whole Foods, French picnic salt. It is so good. I did end up having, I guess, a nightcap, a cocktail that evening, so I wanted to share with you what I had. This is kind of after the fact because I forgot to film it, but this is what I had. I went back and looked. So I made a whiskey drink, and I'm not a huge fan of a lot of whiskeys, but we discovered this one, dangerously enough. It's dough ball cookie dough whiskey. And it is so good. However, after much research, because it's so hard to find the nutrition information on these things, I think we learned that one shot glass of this has like 11 or 12 grams of carbs in it, and it is super sweet to me. So what I do is I mix half a shot glass with this, or even less. I'm fine with that. And then I mixed, it wasn't the orange, it was the regular Jameson, just regular whiskey. The rest with that, so a shot, but either half this, or like 1/3 and 2/3. So cutting down on the carb and the sugar content. And then this is the one that I like so much. Now I know some people mix their drinks with like a 0 sugar root beer and things like that. I try to avoid those because I don't think, well, one, they're garbage, but honestly, I don't think they do well for me. I don't think my body responds well. But I found this, and I sometimes find these at Home Goods and TJ Maxx. And this flavor in particular, I thought would pair great, and it did. French vanilla sparkling water by Jelly Belly. So there's nothing in this, it's just like a LaCroix or anything else flavored water. So because I guess a wimp, I don't drink my whiskey straight. It's like I have a shot glass with the combination whiskey, and then I top off the glass with the French vanilla. And so the combination of the French vanilla flavor with the cookie dough, so good, and still that drink stays pretty low carb. So I did have one of those. Actually, I think I had 2, if I'm being honest. And my weight was down after this day by over a pound. So it's all about, moderation, right? So anyway, this is how I finished my day of eating. So again, thank you so much for watching. And hopefully you enjoyed it, and we'll hit the like button and subscribe. Thanks so much. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.